Trying to prevent you from getting the benefits you earned. New policy by the Social Security Administration, first time since 1935. They're restricting access to your benefits, the benefits you paid FICA taxes for all those decades. So I'm going to talk about that today and what we can do about it to fight back. All right. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Ed Weir. I ran the third busiest Social Security office in the country. So I know how difficult it is to work in Social Security. I know how difficult it is to navigate Social Security from the other side. It's got 20,000 pages of policy. There's exceptions, the exceptions, the exceptions, and you really do need help to navigate their bureaucracy. There's a lot of people out on social media that think they know Social Security, but unfortunately, unless you've taken a few 100,000 retirement claims and survivor claims and disability claims, it's most of the information I see out there is kind of partial, incorrect, kind of clickbaity, if you would, I guess. So, all right. So this is also a way for politicians. So they're limiting access. So starting, the Social Security Administration has already started to limit access to your Social Security benefits by limiting access to the Social Security office. You have to have an appointment, and so they're rolling this out in a couple of phases. One phase has already started. The other phase is going to go full into effect on January 6th. And so, in order to get your benefits, it's a reservation only system. Could you imagine that? Try this. Call the most expensive restaurant in your town, most expensive restaurant, and try to get a reservation, right? And then call the Social Security Administration and try to get a reservation to help you get your benefits. I'm almost guarantee that you'll get a reservation at the top five class restaurant in your town sooner than you're going to be able to get a reservations to talk to someone at Social Security Administration. So this new system about reservation only, again, this is the first time it's happened since 1935. And why is it happening? Simply because the politicians refuse to fund Social Security, refuse to have Social Security get the staff they need now to help you get your benefits, to navigate their bureaucracy, to help you strategize, and all the rest of it. So it's important that Social Security, it's the 50-year low in terms of staffing. So they're at the worst staffing level in 50 years. And this is a conscious decision by politicians to cut the budget. The Social Security budget is only it's about 1% right now, but it should be about 1.2% of what's paid every year. So about $1 trillion is paid from out of Social Security, retirement, funds and everything like that, Social Security, disability, survivor benefits, spouse benefits, and the overhead for all the offices in the country and all the staff and the electricity and the rent and the computer systems is about 1.2% of that. So imagine any other company having that type of low overhead. Check out J.P. Morgan or Allstate or whatever insurance company. I doubt they have a 1.2% overhead, but Social Security, that's all they need is 1.2%. Right now, we're looking at about 1%. They just need that extra 0.2% to hire staff. And unfortunately, if I put a petition in there, so please make sure you sign the petition. I'll put it in the description as well. Sign the petition, and we need to send that to Congress and tell them to fund it so y'all have access to your benefits. And the unfortunate part is, if we get this done and the Social Security offices are staffed again and they can help you, and I can go back into retirement so I don't have to make these videos and do these live Q&As to help you get your benefits, then it's going to take about a year or two to make a difference. Because in order to get someone hired off the street and get them trained, that's 40 hours a week, and it takes about a good year or two to teach them how to adjudicate all the claims and read through the 20,000 pages of policy and all the rest of it. That's why I hate these social media people out there. That there's a company out there, a educational institution that provides a 2-day training on all things Social Security and Medicare. And then once you take that online training, you pay them a few $1,000s. You get this cute little certificate that says, I am a Social Security expert. And they go out there and cause trouble and give out wrong information. It's terrible. Anyway, but even if Social Security got the money to hire the people that they need in offices in your local office, then it's going to take about a year or two to make a difference. Actually, the customer service will get worse for a while because there's people in those offices that have to train and supervise OJT, on the job training of those new people that are coming in. So, unfortunately, we have to do this now. We have to do it immediately. And another way to get this done is to sign the petition. Also, contact your local Congress people, your senators, your House of Representatives, and say, okay, you refuse to save Social Security and the cuts that are coming in the future, 2034, 2031. Hey, if you need help with Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, Part D plans, make sure you reach out to my partners at Chapter of Medicare. I looked for a place that would help you all out, and Chapter Medicare knocked it out of the park. They've got excellent customer service. They look at every single plan in your area, and their help is always 100% free. Give them a call, and they'll see if they can help you out, and tell them Dr. Ed said hi. But what are you doing? You refuse to save Social Security nationally, but what are you doing at your local office? Why is it that I call the local office right down the street from your office, congressperson, whoever, and it takes me 3 hours to get on the to get somebody, and then they hang up or they give me the wrong information. I can't make an appointment for a month or two. Why is it? Why are you not supporting your local office right down the street from you? So if everybody did that in the country, then customer service hopefully would get a bit better. But right now, it is a conscious decision to, and particularly the vulnerable, because the politicians, they don't need the two or three, $4,000 they're getting from Social Security, and they can cut the line. The rest of us have to wait. But if they want to go ahead and file for benefits, or someone in their office want to go ahead and file for retirement, they cut the line, obviously. But they don't care. Most politicians don't care about the $2,000 or $3,000 a month they get from Social Security, because they've got more than enough, so they don't need to worry about how long it takes. It's the other people, it's the vulnerable people, it's the aged, it's the disabled, it's the people low income that can't get a bus and can't wait for 2 months to find out what's going on with their check. So we need to address this. And another way, speaking from the inside, Social Security offices, they have kind of a whack-a-mole situation. So anytime there's something nationally about, hey, the lines are too long, people are, in my office, the line, wrapped around the building. And then it would come down and they would say, hey, you need to work your line better. Oh, okay, well, we'll put more staff on the line outside. But that sacrifices picking up the phones. And then, okay, well, you need to work on the line and the phones. Okay, we can do that. Well, that sacrifice is actually adjudicating the claims. So we take a whole bunch of people in and we take their claims and stuff, but we can't adjudicate them because we're just taking more intake. So it's then need more appointments. Okay, more appointments than the line. It's one of those whack-a-mole situations. So we got those 3 or 4 things that the Social Security offices, because they're so understaffed, the technology is so is so backwards. Yes, there should be a little bit more efficiency, but that's only going to a few percent here and there. They just need bodies. That's pretty much it. They need trained bodies to provide information so you can talk to a human being to make sure you're getting all the benefits you're entitled to. Okay, there is my remember, you paid for this. When you paid your FICA all of those decades, the 6.2%, and your employer paid the 6.2% for Social Security, the FICA tax. Part of that was supposed to go for help. So you paid for that since you're in your teens and 20s. And part of that money was supposed to, okay, when I file for retirement, or my spouse files for survivor benefits or spouse benefits or disability or whatever the case may be, not only will that money be there, you're going to help me navigate the bureaucracy and make sure I'm getting everything I'm entitled to. But now politicians are essentially killing that commitment they had to help you. For their own purposes, as a way to kind of destroy Social Security through 1,000 cuts. We're going to see the cuts coming. That I've got the link in the description below about the future cuts, either in 2034. We're looking at about 21% across the board of cuts of Social Security checks. Everybody's Social Security checks. If nothing is done right now, we're looking at about 21% cuts. If the next president does some of the things he's talking about, then we're looking at a few years earlier, and there's going to be a 33% cut, not in the next presidential term, but the one after. But if we do something, if we get this done, then we can avoid those cuts, and we'll have 0% cuts, and Social Security will be around here for us and our grandkids and all the rest of it. But those are future cuts. We also need to focus on the cuts that are happening right now. All the people that are not getting the benefits they're entitled to because they can't get access, they're getting the wrong information, they just give up, they're falling through the cracks, and there's so many people that are not getting benefits they're entitled to, they earned, because they just can't access the system.